Hi everyone, it's Phoebe from Sound of Thieves. In this video, I'm going to be running through all the equipment I use for my live performance. There's been a lot of questions about what I use and how I use it, so if that's something that's going to interest you, then please keep watching. So there's three main pieces of equipment that I use. The first one is this microphone right here, which is the Shure BETA 58A. I actually run that through my Boss GT10B effects pedal, and then finally the VoiceLive Touch 2 by TC-Helicon. The reason why I got the VoiceLive Touch 2, it really stood out to me against any other vocal processor on the market. When I was performing in an acoustic duo, I really wanted more control over the sound of my voice. So I wanted to add reverbs and delays, and the VoiceLive Touch 2 really had it all, and it had it in a really compact little device, which was great. It also added compression, so that really helped me in the beginning when I didn't have my own PA system and I was running through other venues' PAs that might not have been the best. It really gave my voice a lot more clarity. I really feel like the VoiceLive Touch 2 has helped the sound of the band. It's really managed to develop our sound, it's developed my sound as a vocalist, and it's definitely helped me with my composition. So now I'm just going to take you through a few of the features that I really like to use when I'm performing live. The first thing that I want to show you and that I use in every single song, and that is the looper. So on here you can see that there are 6 different loops that you can create. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to create a beat. Alright, so got my basic beat down there. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create some harmony. And I really like using the harmonizer because it drops my vocals by an octave. And I also like to put the high tune on there so the pitch is really spot on. Pretty simple. Alright, so now when I'm singing over the top of it, I really like to use the reverb setting. Oh baby, and something that's really cool as well when you're performing in live time is the filter suite. So that sounds like this. Hey. Hey. Really cool, huh? Okay, so the next thing that I really like to use is when I'm going a little bit crazy, and that is a delay feedback. Again, that is something that you do in real time. And that sounds a little bit like this. Okay, so you get the idea, and obviously you can kind of mute out and just like gradually fade out your loops, like simple. Of course, it's completely up to you what you use. There's a million effects on this thing. I mean, if you go into the edit function, you can see that you have a more in-depth look at the effects that you can use, and you can really customize them. And once you're finished getting the sound that you want to achieve, you just press the store button and you can save it up to 200 presets. 200. That's probably more than anybody ever needs, but it's really great that you have that option. If you are a singer and you play guitar, it does actually have some effects for your guitar as well. It has an EQ, it has its own reverb and everything like that, so that's really cool. So just a few more points to mention. It has phantom power, so you can plug in your condenser mic or use it in the studio, which is great. It also has a ground loop switch, so if you're experiencing any extra noise issues, then that will minimize that. If you look on the back, it has a mono and a stereo output. You can also connect the VoiceLive Touch 2 to a sequencer via USB. One of the reasons why I love the VoiceLive Touch 2 so much is that it's really easy to clip on my mic stand and it's really lightweight as well. And because we gig a lot and we travel all over the place, it's great to have something so compact. When I first got it, I have to say, I kind of glanced at the manual, but I really didn't need to go into too much detail because everything is pretty self-explanatory. It's really user-friendly. Like I said, once you get it, I mean, you can get the hang of it in just a couple of days of using it. I think one of the most important things to mention, and it's for all you musicians out there or all budding musicians, when you save up your money, you want to make sure that you're investing not only in a great quality product, but the company as well. And I have nothing bad to say about TC-Helicon. The guys who work there are fantastic. They really helpful. They really know this stuff. They get back to you straight away. The customer service is probably the best customer service I have ever experienced. If you want any more information about the VoiceLive Touch 2 or any other product by TC-Helicon, I will leave the link in the description bar below. So the next thing that I want to mention is my Boss GT10B effects pedal. If any of you guys follow Dub Effects, then I'm sure that you know he uses the GT10B as well. He actually made it really popular for live loopers, even though this pedal was made for bass guitar. So I'm just going to give you a little breakdown to how I use the pedal. I've actually created 3 patches on here. One of them is for my beats, one of them is for my harmonies, and the other one is for my main vocals. The reason why I actually created these separate patches was because in each one I can customize my EQ, compression, and a noise gate. And for the overall effect, it just helps me place every single element in the mix and it just keeps the balance very clear. For all of you guys out there that are also using loops, I'm sure that at some point you will have encountered the dreaded feedback/bleed issue, which is when you get to your third loop and you want to solo it, you can still hear the first and the second one in your third loop. So the perfect thing about using a noise gate is you can basically eradicate that whole problem. I've actually got 2 noise gates set up on each single preset. So when I play in a loud venue, I'm recording loads and loads of layers. When I solo anything, you're not going to hear any other loop in that particular setting. Overall, this pedal is a great addition. For somebody that uses a lot of loops in the live set, for somebody who plays in a loud venue where you have to tackle all different kinds of sound, it is a great addition. It just gives you that extra bit of control. The only downside is that Boss don't make this pedal anymore, but you can find secondhand ones on eBay, and if you really want it, you can pay that extra bit of money and get a brand new one from a lot of Japanese stores. So the next piece of equipment in my kit is, of course, the Launchpad Mini by Novation. I hook my Novation pad up via its USB straight into the computer, and it shows on the pad all my clips that I can launch. And then what I do to sync my VoiceLive Touch 2 with that is I attach my VoiceLive Touch 2 to the laptop as well via USB. And on the VoiceLive, if you go into the setup, it actually has a slave option, so it will slave to Ableton's MIDI clock. Obviously you want to do that if you're using live loops and loops from the clip launcher because it just syncs everything together. The reason why I bought the Launchpad Mini is because it just gives me the option to add some extra textural sounds, some extra beats. It kind of breaks up the fact that I use live loops in the whole set. So it's just a nice addition to the music that we create. All right, so there you have it. I mean, that is everything that I use for my live setup. If you've got any more questions on the equipment or you just want to ask something that I didn't mention in the video, then just write your question below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you want to check out more of our videos and the music that we do, we'd love it if you did that. Just type in Sound of Thieves on YouTube. We've got tons of videos on there. And on Facebook, we are facebook.com/soundofthieves official. And aside from that, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.